Anyone can get into the used book business. All the tools you need are on the internet. It's not like the old days when you had to buy heaps of reference books to start to know things. It's all out there. Though I would recommend getting a first edition guide, which tells how publishers mark first editions. If that's somewhere on the internet, I don't know where. Hello. This is my dog. I am Cher, and I'm a musician who has not one but two small businesses to keep me going. Business number one is that I buy and sell used and rare books. And that's what we're talking about today. Stay here. You're going to go off and get into trouble. I am not one of the scanner people, all the people that go to sales with scanners and buy great mounds of books. I like to deal in older books. I don't even know what things are like for scanner people. I imagine they make more money than me, although they don't look it. We're all pretty scruffy. Do they care about first editions? Do their scanners differentiate between editions? I really have no idea. Hi. He's got to say his little piece, I guess. I know that they need a barcode to function. If a book is too old to have a barcode or is a newer thing that just doesn't, like self-published or whatever, it's not going to register. I can only tell you, don't even think it. He's been getting into trouble this morning. I can only tell you how I do things. You'll have to look elsewhere for the whole scanner thing. When I tell people that anyone can learn to sell old books and then describe how I do it, more often than not, their eyes glaze over and they can't believe the work I put into it. Only for me, it's not work. I mean, it is, but I enjoy it. I do a lot of research. I don't mind research. And it's not like I know everything. I know a bit. I know enough to know that there's lots I don't know. After the Friends of the Library book sale is over with, I always look around at the leftover books. You know, the ones that may have been picked over by every area bookseller and many, many book lovers. I think to myself, there could be a $200 book in here that everyone missed. We could be sending something valuable, or lots of something valuable, to be recycled without having a clue. I am the chairperson of our local Friends of the Library sale. I talked about this before, so I won't go over it again. Our sale was last week, a week ago. Bag day was Saturday, a week ago, where people could fill any size bag for $3. This past Monday was our teardown, where we always have to save enough books for 6 months of our quarter table, which is right inside the library, and it's always there for people to buy books from. Plus, we do one farmer's market per month during the summer. The rest of the books get recycled. Volunteers are allowed to take whatever they want. Everybody brings a box or two on teardown day. These are books that have been available for sale cheap for an entire week. All the good ones are gone, right? But I still always feel like everyone has missed something. And holy cow, I found one. There might have been more, I don't know, but I'm not going to worry about that. The books that might have been. Anyhow, during the teardown, during the chaos of the sorting and the shelving and etc., I was going through the political section, deciding what to keep and what not to keep. I came across a misplaced book. I thought it was a car manual. I was wrong. I pulled it out for me because car manuals sell slowly and not for much, but eventually. People who collect old cars like to have the manuals. I tossed it in my bag along with other stuff I thought might be sellable and didn't think anything of it. I would have bought the car manual, that really wasn't one, for full price, which is 50 cents, if I'd seen it during the sale. Afterwards, I got home exhausted because the sale and the cleanup really take it out of you. And I sat and looked up my little pile of rescued books. And holy cow. It turns out it's a rare book only given to salesmen, which details all the selling points of the entire line of 1955 Pontiacs. There are currently none for sale on the internet, but the last ones that sold for $329 and $345. Those were the only listings I saw. Now that doesn't mean mine will sell, or that it will sell anytime soon, or for the price I want. There are reprints available, but mine is an original. And again, every area dealer, including me, and heaps of non-dealers, came to that sale and looked at those books. The book was hiding in politics, so that's something. But I'm sure I looked over that section during the sale, and I missed it. I'm pretty sure that one thing I love about the book business is the sort of gambling aspect of it, the surprise of finding books that are worth way more than you thought. I have a little bit of a handicap because when I was a little kid, I got sick and I dehydrated, and there was a bit of brain damage. So it's hard for me to memorize things. I was an awful student when I was in school, but out in the real world, when school is finally over, all those years of torture, out in the real world where they're not comparing your abilities with other people's, I get along just fine, mostly. I kind of buy books by feel. I try to find unique books, unusual books, and I just kind of wing it. When I get home, I look every single one up, first on ABE. If it's like, oh, never mind. I have my first edition guide. I double check listings where it matters, where there are points that differentiate printings. I seem smart if I do the research and keep adequate notes, but if you just ask me stuff, I sound like a total idiot. I just can't keep the knowledge in my head, but I sure can research and find answers. Just give me the time. In a way, dealing with books is a really good solution for someone like me. I can take my time and do a nice, thorough job. And I love books. I don't have the exact words. If I find a book that's not a first on ABE and it's not worth anything because it's not a first, then I look up a first and how to tell it and what it's worth and why it's worth that. I just do that because I'm interested, and I figure, hey, maybe someday it'll stick. If I can't find the answers I need on ABE, and I usually do, I research the rest of the internet, just a simple Google, although I use DuckDuckGo. My friend Colin says I should call it a quack search. Anyways, just a simple Google search, but I patiently look through page after page of results or refine my questions until I finally get the answers I need. If it exists, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I look up the lives of the authors. Sometimes I don't get answers in places you would expect, but find some reference in a magazine, in some archive, or a site like find.The. You never know. I just read everything until I think I know what I'm looking for. It could be wrong, but it's enough to go on to value and sell a book. because I'm not writing like the definitive history of whatever book it is or whatever person it is. I actually love searching for information, and it's maddening if I don't come up with anything, but it happens. Just have to move on. It could have been you that found this book. It could have been anyone. I used to think that a charity book sale was cleared out of anything worthwhile in the first hour or so, after the first frenzy of dealers grabbing books is over with. I used to think that a sale wasn't worth going to if you didn't go the very first day and were there for the opening. But since I've been so closely involved with our library book sale, I've learned that that's not so. I have found books on the second day, the third day, and the teardown sale. Teardown day. It's not a sale, it's free. It's chaos. I didn't expect ever to find the very best book that I'd bought on teardown day, but here we are. Truth be told, my business isn't built on the rare, expensive books. I'm always looking for rare ones, but day in and day out, I make my living selling lower end stuff, like $15 to $45 books and so. Rare stuff sells once in a while. But it sure is exciting to find. I put the book up on ABE like right away for the same price as the eBay dealer sold his for. Theirs. Because I didn't know how to price the darn thing. Mine looked a little better than the one in their picture. Plus, I have a bonus, a 1955 postcard of one of those cards. It was tucked inside. Woohoo, right? Yeah. I also put it on Etsy for the exposure. I'll wait a couple weeks and try eBay, I guess. I don't like to post things too many places at once, unless you've got multiples, because you might get 2 separate orders at once and on 2 different platforms, and that kind of sucks. So there is the saga of finding a good book among the almost trash books. Really, it's like 2 hours from them being taken away. It's not like I knew what I had and held it up and said, Eureka, or anything like that. I didn't know till I researched it. I didn't even believe it at first. Not until I found the second copy that had been for sale. So much for knowing everything, right? Okay, I'm going to do a really iffy song. If you're still hanging out. This is a song we did a long time ago. And we really didn't play it out much. I wrote it when I was the bass player in the band. And I wrote it on the bass. I can't play the chords. So I have to play it like I'm playing bass on my acoustic guitar, which means you probably won't hear anything from there. You'll just hear me. God, this could be horrible. But here it is. Okay. I knew you when you were the golden boy. People envied you, they felt honored to be your friend, to join your circle. That was a few drinks ago. It's been a wild ride, and you're not the same. You hurt everyone who loved you, let down anybody who cared. Where have they gone? All the people who wanted to know you. Where are they now? And do they remember? I'm still around, 'cause I know the right words to say when you're down and out. We drift in and out of friendship based on your needs. There's your psychiatrist and your happy pills and your broken dreams and the man that you were, but you're nothing to me now. Sorry. Charity case. Where is he gone? The person that you used to be. Where is he now? Do you remember? I dole out a few kind words. Words are cheap. I give them freely. I say you've gotta believe in yourself. You can never let go. I say you're all that matters, but it's just not true. I don't believe in you anymore. Nothing to me now but a charity case. Sorry about that. When did it change? Where did the feeling go? Will it come back? Where is it now? Yeah, where is that G sharp? Do you remember? Oh, it's not supposed to be a G sharp. Where has it gone? This love I had for you now. Where is it now? Do you even remember? Sorry about screwing up. Thank you.